What's going on, everyone? So today is the big day. The Lakers' opportunity to beat the Pheonix Suns and eliminate them from the in-season tournament and advance to the next round, which would also be great because it's in Vegas. So the Lakers would essentially have home court throughout this entire little in-season tournament, which I think is great, right? Vegas is a rock's throw away from LA, and you know that stadium is going to be packed with Laker fans and people that are rooting and cheering on the Lakers. So this is a huge and very important game for the Lakers for a multitude of reasons, in my opinion. Obviously, one, you advance in the in-season tournament, which I do believe the in-season tournament would be really good for the Lakers in a season that has been kind of just a real question mark of like, who is this team? What is their identity? Are they good enough? Right? Like, how do they match up against some of these other teams? They haven't been doing very well beating the better teams, right? Like, there's just a lot of questions with the Lakers. And yes, they're 3 games over 500, but there's a lot of it that feels like we're just kind of treading water right now rather than actually like being that team that's like, oh, we're really good when we're creating this separation, right? So I do think winning the in-season tournament would really add this level of just confidence, help build some chemistry, help really kind of put this team in a good mindset in place. And I do think that they would have a bit of an advantage advancing throughout the tournament. Look, I said it before, I'll say it again. I believe whoever wins this will be the team that represents the West. The Pelicans just beat Sacramento yesterday. I feel even more confident now that either of these teams are the team that advances to the West. I actually thought Sacramento could make things difficult for the Lakers and the Suns just because of their style of play. I believe that the Lakers or the Suns would beat Sacramento in a 7-game series, but that's not what this is, right? This is a one-and-done style game. So there are a lot of factors that go into this, right? I mean, it could be as simple as a team just shoots the lights out and there's nothing you could do, where in a 7-game series, you could bounce back from that, right? Like, hey, man, you know what? They got us that game 1, rough game. They shot the lights out. Let's regroup, put it together. Let's go get this W for game 2. There is no game 2, right? If a team shoots the lights out and you lose, that's it. And that's kind of the randomness, right? There's a lot of random factors that go into this in-season tournament, which was the whole point and design for the NBA. They wanted to bring March Madness to the NBA, and you're getting that. And teams are taking it serious. That's what I love. I have to give the NBA credit in that regard. I wasn't super sold on it. I wasn't super pumped about it. But the players seem really focused. Now, obviously, the teams aren't taking it as, like, crucial as, like, an NBA playoffs. Like, you're still seeing guys out and rest that may have played otherwise if it was the playoffs and stuff. But for the most part, teams are taking this very serious. So I do think that either of these teams are the team that could advance. But the Lakers need to get it done against the Suns. Outside of just the randomness, though, because again, that is a real thing. I mean, Lakers could play fantastic, but if Phoenix is just shooting the lights out, again, it's just one game, right? I mean, we see it all the time where a team will lose, game 1 or game 2, and you're like, okay, well, they're clearly the better team. Like, yeah, they lost this game, but they're going to win this series. Right? Like, it doesn't matter. This time, it's like, yeah, man, if they played 7 games, the Lakers would probably, like, that might be the only game Phoenix wins. But guess what? You only have to win one. And my other concerns are just, it's extremely difficult to beat any team 3 times. It's even harder to beat any team 3 times in, like, a month span, right? I mean, I'm talking Detroit, I'm talking San Antonio, I'm talking Charlotte, I'm talking anybody, right? Because at the end of the day, even the bad teams have NBA players who are capable of just lighting it up on any given night or playing a really good game or whatever, right? And then you add in the fact that the Pheonix Suns are an excellent team, are a team that could absolutely win the NBA championship this year. It makes it even that much harder because it's like now you got to beat them 3 times. But I think that this could be huge for the Lakers and their confidence. Because look, Phoenix and the Lakers, that could be the conference finals matchup. And no one would be shocked. If the Lakers and the Suns ended up playing each other in the Western Conference Finals, I don't think anyone would be shocked. Or even in the second round, whatever. right? There is a very real possibility that these two teams might end up having to go through each other in order to advance at some point in the playoffs, maybe even to get to the NBA Finals. And if the Lakers can put themselves in a position to where, okay, well, we've beaten them 3 times. We have beaten you every time it's mattered, right? Like, even when you've had substantial leads, you've been up 18 or 20 points and we've came back and beat you. You know, we've beaten you with Bradley, beaten you with Devin Booker. We've beaten you 2 times in the in-season tournament. We've beaten you. Like, all of a sudden, like, if you get that 3rd win, now you start adding that doubt into Phoenix, right? So then you go to the playoffs, right? Let's say the Lakers sweep the season series. You go into the playoffs, you win game 1. Now that doubt starts creeping in. And it's like, man, like, dude, we've lost 5 straight games against the Lakers. Can we even beat these guys, right? Like, it's just that doubt really starts to creep. Where the other way could happen, right? I don't think that the Lakers would doubt that they could beat them because they've beaten them twice. But I do think that you could add some confidence into the Pheonix Suns if there was that matchup of like, hey, you know what? Like, yeah, you beat us twice, but guess what? When it mattered the most, one of us got eliminated, and it was you, right? Like, that could be a huge thing for the Pheonix Suns for a confidence boost. I think both of these teams really could use this in-season tournament win. Like, I genuinely do. Because I think Phoenix is in a lot of ways in the same boat that we are, right? They've been dealing with some injuries. They're trying to find their identity at times. There's some games where they look great. There's some games where they just look terrible. It's kind of like Kevin Durant kind of keeping them together. I mean, the dude's like 2nd in the league in minutes or something like that, or 3rd in the league in minutes. Like, he's carried them heavily because Bradley Beal and Devin Booker have missed so much time. So I think it's a tough spot for, both of these teams with just injuries and just trying to kind of get your footing, trying to get your base in. And I do think that it would be very beneficial to both of these teams to try to go get this win, to try to go and just, add that confidence booster. And I really do think that the Lakers, they have to be ready. Because Phoenix is going to be ready. Right? The Lakers have done a really good job of taking these games serious, right? The in-season tournament games, they have been locked in, they have been focused, the energy is there, the effort is there. They look like a team that is actually trying to win this. Now we basically got everyone back except for Gabe Vincent. So that's a confidence booster in and of itself. We actually have our defensive guys. Lakers have moved back into the top 10. They're currently in 9th place in defense, which is excellent. So you add in Jared Vanderbilt, stuff like that. They're just going to keep moving up, in my opinion. And now you can match up, right? So now you could throw a Cam Reddish on a Devin Booker. You could throw a Jared Vanderbilt on a Kevin Durant, or vice versa, right? Throw a Cam Reddish on KD and then a Vando on Booker. Like, whichever one is like just going off, well, guess what? You got the other. You could just swap bodies, and you got the size and the length and everything you need to kind of disrupt that. Because look, as I mentioned, both of these teams, they're gonna be coming after each other. And we're gonna need Anthony Davis to show up. He needs to have a big game. Phoenix doesn't have anybody that can slow down Anthony Davis. Nurk is not slowing down or doing anything to Anthony Davis if Anthony Davis plays the way we know he could play. Right? Like, they don't have anybody that can slow down LeBron James. Right? Like, at least we have guys that you're never going to stop Kevin Durant. You're never going to stop Devin Booker, but you have guys that you can make them work, make things hard on them, make things difficult, challenge them, put some size, put some length. You could even throw guys like Christian Wood. We saw that be very effective against Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, he doesn't like the physicality. I mean, you could even throw a guy like Rui Hachimura and just tell him, like, hey, get into his chest. Get inside him. Like, let's go. Bump him. Like, nothing easy, right? Like, and just start getting into his head. So I like where we're at, is my point. I'm really pumped. I'm really excited. And I think the Lakers are going to go get this W. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. So I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? Do you agree with me? Do you think like, yeah, Lakers got this in the bag? Do you think it's important to win this in-season tournament? Or do you think like, hey, it's not the NBA championship, so it's not that important. It'd be nice, but let's focus on the Larry O'Brien. Again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.